Hot Topic.
Good afternoon, I'm Joel Pearce. I'm an attorney from America. My hot topic today is homosexual marriage in the United States and Europe and abroad. Yesterday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal based in San Francisco, issued its opinion finding that a constitutional amendment banning homosexual marriage was itself unconstitutional after 52% of the people voted to repeal the judicial activism which had imposed from the court homosexual marriage on the population of California. Now, this particular decision, it did not specifically find that marriage was a fundamental right, but rather it stated that because marriage had been afforded to various homosexual couples during the time that the courts imposed this on the people, that the state of California was not at liberty now to take them away. However, the silver lining in all of this is that this is a case that's obviously going to the United States Supreme Court. It's going to provoke the great battle for the ages to determine what marriage is and whether or not the government, specifically the federal government, has a role in defining it. Obviously, if this decision is allowed to stand, it will impose homosexual marriage upon all 50 states. Homosexual marriage is the defining issue of this age. Many have thought that the issue was things such as abortion and euthanasia, but homosexual marriage strikes at the very heart of what reality actually is. Satan's truth, which judges things out of envy, is in fact the death of all reality. Homosexual marriage is the death of reality. Homosexual marriage opens the floodgates for every type of perversion known to man. It is something that says that the people can decide, either arbitrarily or by judicial fiat, the definition of marriage. And marriage is defined as a covenantal relationship between one man and one woman. This is a picture of what God's relationship is to us. In Judaism, we teach that marriage is a picture of God's relationship to his bride, Israel. In the Christian tradition, we teach also that marriage is a picture of Christ and his church. With homosexual marriage, anything becomes possible. Marriage between consenting incestual people, such as a mother's ability to marry her adult consenting son, or a father being able to marry his daughter. Once this floodgate is opened for this type of activity and conduct, then words no longer have any meaning whatsoever. And this is the great stand that the church must make, that the body of Christ must make, that the Orthodox Jewish people must make, and that all lovers of freedom must make, because without it, we are going to see a tyranny that is imposed on us, the likes of which we've never seen before. And the last thing that I'll add concerning homosexual marriage, it is in fact the death of free speech. This has been written about extensively, but homosexual marriage means that you can no longer criticize the practice of homosexual sodomy. You can no longer criticize the practice of homosexuals adopting children. In fact, it becomes a hate crime and a hate thought for which the thought police, that is the government, now can arrest you and charge you with crimes. This has happened in Sweden just about 5 years ago with Pastor Aki Green, who read from Romans 1 and made the statement that homosexuality was a cancer. He was arrested, he was jailed, and only at the Swedish Supreme Court was his conviction for a hate crime eventually overturned. That is why we have to keep our eyes focused on this issue. We have to be active and participating in securing the definition of marriages between one man and one woman, and we must do this at the grassroots level in every state, in every parish, in every county in the land.
Hot topic.